we're live. Welcome everyone to another one of our awesome workshops here at Circuit Stream. My name is Luciana Fortes, but you can call me Lucy. I'll be your host for the day. Please do let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me. I'd also love to know if you're there, definitely drop a line in the chat, send an emoji. If you've been to my workshops before, me as the host, you know that I love emojis. Yes, so keep them coming, keep them coming, keep them coming. Hello, Peter. Awesome. Hello, Mohammed. Amazing. I see those thumbs up. Very cool. Hello, Chaz. Greetings from UK. Awesome. Today we're going to be talking about master AR occlusions, how to build a hide and seek game. As I said, my name is Luciana, and our expert for the day is Nakisa Donnelly. Woohoo! All right, before we get things started, I'd love to know where everybody's tuning in from. So today I'm tuning in from Vancouver, as I usually do, but as you can see, I have this fancy background for you all. So this is just for you. You know, I have my very fancy, leather couch and very fancy, new kitchen. So, no big deal. Anyways, tell me where you're tuning in from. It's always awesome to know. Hey, Tim from Montreal, Alex from Las Vegas, Yoni from Vienna. Oh, Peter from Ireland. Ireland. Is that a good accent? You can correct me. Oh my gosh. Raj from India. Carol from Missouri, USA. Oh, Dayan, or as we like to call him, Dijon from snowy Calgary. Hello, Sonia from Germany, and Ling from California. California, here we come. Awesome. And Francisco from Spain. Amazing. Definitely keep dropping where you're tuning in from. I'd love to know. And then something that I love to know as well is we always love seeing familiar faces in our workshops. But I'd also love to know if this is your first workshop with us, because that's super exciting as well. So definitely let me know. All right, so again, today we're going to be talking about Master AR Occlusions, Hide and Seek Game with our expert, Nakisa Donnelly. I'm Luciana, and I just have a couple of housekeeping items before we continue. Oh, I see that Reza says it's their first time. Welcome. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Let's get some yeehaws, yeah, if this is your first workshop. Exactly. So just a couple of housekeeping items before we get things going. So you're all familiar with the chat already. So during the workshop, feel free to keep talking, commenting, dropping that emoji, engaging with each other. And also, it's a great opportunity to post to your LinkedIn profile if you'd like. And then we can already start to get networking, which is pretty great. And then on the top to your right, you'll see there's a questions tab. So we'll be doing a lengthy Q&A at the end of the workshop, but just so that you don't lose your questions and that we can come back to them, you can drop your questions there. And then that way, you can also vote on your preferred questions, and those will get answered first. Hey, Chaz, welcome. Amazing to see new faces here. And then last but not least, we also have our polls tab. So I'll be dropping 2 polls today just to kind of gauge the audience and see where you guys are at. And I'll let you know once they're posted so that you can go ahead and post your vote. That would be great and super helpful for us. All right. So without further ado, and if you see or hear any problems with my video or audio during the workshop, please let me know as well. All right. Let's kick starts. All right, so what can you expect for today? So a brief overview of our agenda. We're going to start with a brief introduction. I'm just going to give some context of Circuit Stream, what we do, who we are. And then I'm going to invite Nakisa up on stage, and she's going to take you guys to the technical portion of the workshop and go into an AR occlusions deep dive. Hello, Grandmas from Craiova, Romania. Awesome. It's nice seeing you. Feel free to continue introducing yourselves in the chat. And then I'm going to wrap it up with a couple of resources, and then we will go into the live Q&A right at the end. We always have a super international crowd, so if the time zone isn't super favorable for you, maybe you have to go to work or you have to go to sleep, don't worry. You can drop out before the end of the workshop, as we will be sending all of the recording to the registrants, as well as the project files and resources. Alrighty, so a little bit about myself before we start the technical portion of the workshop. So as I mentioned, my name is Luciana Fortes, but you can call me Lucy. I'm a newbie as well here at CircuitStream. So I'm heading to almost my second month. So that's pretty exciting. I'm the student experience coordinator. So I'm here to support students in their educational journey. But I'm also known as the great experience specialist, as you must have observed already, because, I make everybody's experience great. What can I say? I've worked over 7 years in education with university prep and student experience. And then a fun fact about me as well is that both of my degrees are in dance. And in 2016, I danced in the opening ceremony of the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. And that's where I'm from, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And a little bit about Nakisa. So Nakisa is one of our awesome instructors, as well as a VR and AR developer. And as you will notice, she is pun queen. So get your jokes ready. She's also HoloLens and Magic Leap professional, and occasionally she's part of a circus. So if you've been in the circus, if you're a dancer, definitely let us know. We'd love to hear from you in the chat. All right, so a little bit about CircuitStream. So we were founded in 2015 as a core, at our core, an educational company when we noticed a gap in the XR world in terms of providing training to XR professionals and even amateurs who were looking to build XR experiences. We're really proud to say that, today we've taught over 35,000 learners, which is a pretty cool number. We're also a Udemy authorized training partner and channel partner. So partners are recognized on their expertise and quality of training. So that's pretty awesome as well. And then last but not least, we're an Oculus ISV and Microsoft mixed reality partner. So here you can see some of our team members. We're a global team of industry experts passionate about building AR and VR products. As our students, oh, Tim, you're a dancer too. Amazing. Awesome. So as our students, we're also a pretty global team. And we're from various backgrounds and experiences, but in the end, we're all passionate about helping students to build XR experiences. These are some of the students that we had the pleasure to train. So they come from various backgrounds as well. So it's pretty exciting because it just shows you, the plethora of applications that XR has. All right, so how do we provide training to our students? So in addition to our workshops, which we offer, on a weekly basis, sometimes 2 workshops per week, we also have our academic offerings. So just for context, we have starting out with 2 long courses that we offer. So the first one is XR development with Unity. It's 10 weeks long and 40 hours of live instruction. And that's really for beginners who are just starting in XR. Our cohort is on, the next cohort's on July 6th. And then we have our XR Project Accelerator. That's also, not quite as long, but long as well. So it's 8 weeks with 48 hours of live instruction. And that's an advanced course for people who already have experience with Unity. Our next cohort is our September 14th. And I'll be talking a little bit more about the courses at the end. This is just to give you guys an overview so you have some context. But don't feel like you need to, write down or memorize all of this information now. And then pretty exciting too is we've just launched our interaction design and prototyping for XR course. So it's really based on design. It's a 10-week course with 40 hours of live instruction as well. Their next cohort is on June 14th. So Dayon has dropped the link to each of these courses if you'd like to take a look on our website. We also have a really exciting discount that's available only until today with our spring sale. So if you're looking to learn with us, definitely go to our website or stick until the end of the workshop, which is when I'll be talking a little bit more about that. So it's a great opportunity to, get more bang for your buck. In addition to, within all of these longer courses, we offer one-on-one support. So in addition to the live sessions, which are group sessions, you get to work with an industry expert on a personal project. And then last but not least, we also offer team training. So if you're an educator or a company and you're looking to train your employees and build a specific project, we do offer customized training options. At the end, I'm also going to share the info of our admissions team that will be able to help you with that. All right, so getting now more into the technical portion of our workshop, I'd like to start talking a little bit about Unity. So Unity is something we're going to be learning about today. It's a really important XR building engine. But first, I'd love to gauge what your guys' experience with Unity are. So get ready for the first poll. I'm going to go ahead and launch it. All right, and oh, sorry about that. All right, and it's launched. So I'd love to know, how much Unity experience do you have on a scale of 0 to 10? So if you go ahead to the poll tab, you can just click on your option, and then we have a sense of everybody's experience. All right, so I see I see one person has 9, so you'll be, maybe you can teach this workshop. You'll be super experienced. But then we also have some people in the 0s and the 2s, some 6s and 7s, but mostly people in the 0. Okay, so you're all beginners, which is totally fine. We'll be going through, Unity today. So let's go through a quick explanation of what Unity is. So Unity is a free 3D development engine for building games, simulations, and experiences. It's the easiest way to begin making apps for XR, which means extended reality, which is just a fancy umbrella term for AR, augmented reality, and VR, virtual reality. And then sometimes we also include MR, which means mixed reality, into that umbrella term. All right, so, hello, Andrew. So Andrew is also one of our students. Good to see some familiar faces. Amazing. All right, so how do you go about building your app, your XR app? So it all starts with an idea, and then you create it in a building engine such as Unity, and then you push it out to one of these 3 SDKs, so Oculus, Steam VR, and Microsoft HoloLens. And then you push it out to each of their, each of the devices that match those SDKs. And what are you going to be learning specifically today? So today you're going to learn how to set up an AR project in Unity 3D, what AR occlusions are and how to deal with them, how to conceptualize, design, test, and implement AR occlusions in Unity, and how to show and hide objects in the simple hide and seek game. All right, so without further ado, let's get this show on the road, and let's invite our expert, Nakisa Donnelly, up on stage to take you guys over the technical portion. Hey, Nakisa.
Hi, guys. Can everyone see me and hear me?
I'll see you guys later.
Let's do a sound and visual check. Can you guys see and hear me? Yeah, thumbs up, loud and clear. Cool. Now, I do have to warn you guys, though. I might get my words a little mixed up today because yesterday I was out on a run and I may have ran into a light post, a lamp post there. But it's okay. I'm really lucky. I only sustained light injuries. So, before we but you want to before we get into the Unity portion here, let's just do some explanations of what occlusion actually is. So occlusion is basically the process of blocking one object from being rendered. So let's say we have like not something like that, but let's say we have like a square here, and then we also have like another square right on top of that, right about here. So we see that this red square is being occluded by the orange square. So this term occlusion commonly refers to like blocking one object from an object that's located behind them. So this has to do with the rendering process. So the rendering process, in terms of like physical worlds and everything, this is used to create your XR apps to have a little bit more immersion in them. So what needs to happen for your device is that it needs to know what needs to be occluded, which is actually this section. This section right here needs to be occluded, while this section right here needs to be rendered accurately. So there's a number of different ways that we could do this, and one of these that we are going to use today is an AR foundation. So what is AR foundation? AR foundation is a platform that lets you talk to both iOS, told you it was that lamppost, iOS and Android. So AR foundation, you get it. So we can make stuff for iOS and for Android. So for the project that we'll be creating today, you will be given a GitHub repository so you can, that's why I love it, you can pull it and clone it onto your device and launch it for either iOS and Android. Making sense? Making a whole lot of sense? Making sense. Cool. So let's get started with the project. So I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to click on this new right here. And this is the Unity Hub. This is what you download to have any sort of installs for Unity. And these are all the different installs that I have. Now, what I'm going to use this one, 2020.3.8. Now, if you are using a 2019 version of Unity, there are some things that you will need to do for your AR Foundation project. One of those is not having any spaces in your project name. So no spaces if you're using 2019 projects of Unity for AR Foundation. And the other is you will need to use a Gradle template for your main and launcher template. And that's so that your build process will actually build successfully. Now, you don't have any issues if you're using 2020 versions of Unity. So let's create a new project. I'm going to click on this new. I'm going to select the version that I want. I'm going to do 2020.3.8. And this will be in my Unity G drive, GUNAT. Just kidding. And we're going to call this AR Hide and Seek. This will just be a regular 3D template. Now you can download AR, but that's cheating. And I'm going to walk you guys through creating an AR project from scratch. So I'm going to click on Create and let that open up on my other screen. Yeah, no cheating. Now, I've recently moved to the west coast of Canada here. And I was hugging my mother, and just before I left, I was like, Mom, you can embrace your mistakes. And then she's like, you're right. And then she hugged me. I know. Oh, God, thanks, Mom. So this is a brand new Unity project. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to get AR Foundation in our project. And this is the Unity interface. So welcome to the Unity interface. Let's have a quick little explanation of what these things are. So over to the left-hand side, we have something called a hierarchy. This is a list of all the things that are going to be living in our scene. Now, our scene view, this is where we're going to do our world building. In a 3D application, this a regular 3D, like maybe some video games that you've played. The scene is where you build those sets, those environments, the terrain, the grass, the trees, the sun, the air, all of those things. And then your characters too. So the scene is where we're going to be building our AR project, AR stuff. So down at the bottom here, we have the project tab. This is basically the file directory of this project. So I can actually right-click on my assets and go to Show in Explorer, and it'll bring up where I am in my project. So you see I'm in my G drive and my Unity folder and my AR hide and seek project right there. And this is where your project tab lives. Now your console area, this is very important because this will spit out any sort of errors or messages that you want to write to the console. And then over to the right-hand side here, we have the inspector. This is for inspecting your game objects, these things in the hierarchy. So if I click on my main camera here, over in the inspector, we see it's now populated with 1, 2, 3 components. It has a transform, it has a camera, and an audio listener. So for all of you Unity experts out there, what is the coordinate system that Unity uses for the X, Y, and Z? What's that called? What's that coordinate system? There's a word. Left-handed. It's using the Cartesian coordinate system. Cartesian. Wait, is it Cartesian? Is it Cartesian or Cartesian? Cartesian. Cartesiane. But anyways, it uses the X, Y, and Z coordinates. That was a bonus question. So this is our camera here, and this is our directional light. So we can take a look at that and see what components make it up. It's the transform and the light. Cool. Cool. Well, basic geometry will get you actually pretty far when you're diving into Unity development. Get your cosines. Get your sine wave. Get all that. So we are going to be importing the AR Foundation package, and that is in your Windows up here and your package manager. Now, right now we see packages in our project. So we're going to click on that and click on the Unity registry, Unity, that Joe Biden so likes. So we want to install our AR Foundation here. So I'm going to click on that and go to install. Now, there are 2 packages for iOS and Android. Now, the plugin that speaks to an iOS device is AR Kit. So this is iOS, and AR Core is for your Android. It comes from Google. So if I'm building for an iOS, I would install my AR Kit plugin. Or if I'm building for my Android, I'm going to use my AR Core. So I'm going to install my AR Core XR plugin and install. And there we go. So my friend and I, we were talking about taboo subjects because it's so interesting. You know what I realized? Cosmetic surgery used to be a taboo subject, but now everyone's talking about Botox and nobody raises an eyebrow. So now that that's installed, we have AR Foundation and AR Core. Hail hydrate. So now we can close this package manager because we're done with it. I believe they're called dimples. But to make this workshop really quick and easy, I have a lovely little package prepared for this. And to import that package, I'm going to go to my assets and, well, actually, before I do that, there's one more thing that we need to install, and it's something called a Text Mesh Pro. So I'm going to right click in the hierarchy and go to UI. I'm just going to create like one of those Text Mesh Pro. This will prompt an install for Text Mesh Pro. And there it is. So we're going to import TMP Essentials. Cool. And now that that's installed, now I can import that lovely little package that I prepared for this workshop. So I'm going to go to Assets and Import Package and a Custom Package. And this is in my G drive and my downloads. And there it is, my AR Robot Occlusion. And we're going to click on Open to open that up. And this is all the stuff that's in that package that I want to import. So I'm going to click on Import. Now, with this hide and seek game, we are going to have a little robot, and this little robot will tap to place him somewhere, and then we'll have to find him. And when we find him, we're going to tap on the robot, and then he'll be like, oh, and then disappear, and we'll have to find him again. So we're really gonna use this. Boop the snoot. So we're really gonna use our occlusion API. So I have all these things imported. Let's take a look and see what that is all about. Let's go into the scenes, and we're going to double click into our occlusion scene. Yeah, we can save or we can don't save. I'm going to say don't save. So right away, our hierarchy looks a little bit different. To make any scene an AR scene, you need two things, an AR session and an AR session origin. And to create these things, you can just right click in the hierarchy, go to XR and create an AR session origin and an AR session. So what are these things? An AR session is basically the thing that starts up all of your AR foundation, starts a session. Now your AR session origin is very interesting. Very, very interesting, because let's go back into our sample scene right here. So we know that the origin of the world of this sample scene, if I right click and go to, let's just create a plane right here. There's our plane. And this is like the ground, right? So we know that the origin of the world, if I create a cube, and let's reset this position, the origin, 0, 0, 0, is right there for a regular 3D application. 0.5, right? So we know this. We know this. The origin is at 0. Well, you know what? Let's put that at 0 again. 0, 0, 0. However, when we're dealing with AR, things get a little bit strange, because now we're not using a 3D generated environment like VR. We're using the environment around ourselves, right? So then, like, what is the origin? Is it the middle of your kitchen? Is it the middle of your city? Is it the middle of your country? Is it the middle of Earth? Is it the middle of the solar system? Is it the middle of the universe? Like, what is the origin, right? Is the singularity. So what is the origin? We actually don't know what the origin is. Well, at least for here. It could be in Tennessee, because that's not really the only 10 I see. So the AR session origin, it makes all of these matrix operations, because we know one thing. We know one thing when we start up the AR session origin. We know one thing to be very true, and that is we always know where the position and rotation of your phone is. So this AR session origin makes all these matrix operations to make sure that your AR session origin is your camera, which is your phone. And this is your AR pose driver. Your AR pose driver is the thing that is doing the tracking of the position and rotation of your camera. So your AR camera needs to have some more components to use when we are doing occlusion. It needs to have an AR Occlusion Manager. So you can just add a component and add an AR Occlusion Manager, and there it is. It comes with your AR Foundation pack. Now, one thing that I've added on this thing is an AR Occlusion Quality Manager. This just connects a button somewhere here. There it is. Our button. It connects this button so that it'll toggle different qualities of occlusion. And these qualities, if we take a look here, environmental depth, this is it. It can either be a disabled, so there's no occlusion. It could be the fastest, or the medium, or the best. The very best, as Ash Ketchum would say. So that's what this script does. It just toggles those things from fast, better, medium, disabled, all those things. Making sense? If you want to take a deeper look into what these scripts look like, you can right-click on that script and edit script, and you can take a look at what these things are doing. So we have a required component of AR Occlusion Manager. This is in the namespaces of AR Foundation and AR subsystems. You must include these namespaces, or at least one of these, AR Foundation. You must include this if you were to use anything AR Foundation. But you don't need to screenshot because you'll be getting the GitHub repository after this thing. This is true. You do have to check either in iOS or Android. You need to check if your phone is actually compatible. AR Core compatible devices. There is AR Core supported devices here. And you have a list all the way down here of AR Core supported devices. Now the phone I'm using is a Samsung. Oh shoot, where did it go? Samsung S20. There it is. S20. This one. Well. Maybe this will come up in like the question period. We'll explain some of the core differences between like Apple, like iOS depth API and your Android depth API, because Samsung, this phone actually does support some depth API from AR Core. Anyways, I'll get into that a little bit later on. It's super cool. Super, super cool. Peter, so you're not seeing environment depth on the AR Occlusion Manager. So environment depth, if we take a look here, environment depth. Now you should have like some sort of updated version package of your AR Foundation. So if you go into your AR Package Manager, you have 4.1.7 and then 4.1.7 for your AR Foundation and AR Core. Now, if you are finding that I'm going through this workshop a little bit fast, that's okay, because there will be a replay button when this whole thing is done. So, and we also see some of the little core features here for your AR Core XR plugin. It has depth data, horizontal planes, and efficient background rendering. Real fast. So on your AR camera, you need that AR Occlusion Manager. If you're using an iPhone, you could also use the LiDAR, which is another workshop. But it makes your occlusion really cool. So let's move on to this canvas here. Now this canvas is connected to this UI Manager. Now let's take a look at this UI Manager. Now both the AR Occlusion Quality Controller and the UI Manager are a singleton. Now, a singleton is one of the most common game dev patterns that you will occur in your development journey. It basically just means there is only one instance of this class, and that class is this. So because this is a static reference to your class, we can call it by instance, and we don't actually have to have like a public reference to this thing or like a private reference to the thing. That makes the singleton a very common pattern to use. So both the UI Manager and your AR Occlusion Quality Controller are singletons. So we have a public static class, UI Manager, called instance, and that means we can call this thing from anywhere. So then what we're doing here is we are assigning instance to this. Well, now, Peter, both of the workshops are brilliant because I'm doing them. I also ran into a light post yesterday, so, take that with a grain of salt. So the UI Manager has the button Toggle Quality. Now, this Toggle Quality is just getting the instance of your AR Quality Manager and getting the current depth mode in this depth mode here. Now, what we're doing is we're using a switch statement. So a switch statement is basically looking at something that we're comparing and seeing if it equals this. So if it is the environment depth mode dot disabled or fastest or medium or best. Now, where have we seen this? Disabled, fastest, medium, best. Where is that? Where is that again? What? Where is that? Oh, that's right. It's right here. Disabled, fast, medium, or best. That's where it is. And that's the environment depth that we're looking at, that we're toggling. So then what I'm doing is I'm updating the quality text there. So I'm getting the current depth mode and assigning that to be the text of that button. So every time I click on this button, the text will show me what the depth mode is. Make sense? Cool. So let's take a look at the fun part. The fun part is with this robot sphere. So let's take a look at what the sphere actually is. Now, this is a prefab. So I'm going to double click in there. And now I have a navy blue background. This means that I'm editing a prefab, which is just a pre-configured game object that I can reuse over and over and over in my project without it actually being living in the hierarchy. So I have my robot sphere, which is composed of all of these little things, and it also has an animator on that. So let's take a look at these animators. Let's see, let's do Windows, and where is animation? And let's do the animation here, and then let's drag this right there. So we have, let's take a look at the animation open. So if we pan through here, we'll actually see him open up. And there he is. And reverse that and he closes up. So now let's see, closed. This is actually just the reverse. Or actually, it's quite cute. Boop, boop. And that's the animation that we'll see when we tap him. So he'll show up. Now, on this game object, because now we are dealing with AR. I don't know if you guys heard that, but my dog just groaned. I'm pretty sure he is tired of listening to me. But on this game object, we have something called a collider, which is this green thing here. Now, this collider is there for this game object to feel collisions. And collisions are really important in Unity because then we know that a digital object can collide with another digital object. If we didn't have a collider on it, we wouldn't know that this game object could be interactable at all. And then we have a script here, a placed object here. This is just using some properties to show that if we have selected it or not. And then we have an AR robot occlusion controller, and this is just to set the animator. So in the update, which is running every frame, which is used to update variables. So we are checking every frame if the object, if our robot has been selected, and if it hasn't, the open and in will be false, so it'll remain in that state. Or else, if it is selected, then we are going to open it. Make sense? Making sense? Cool. Cool. So what ties everything together in this workshop, what ties everything together is this placement controller. Now this placement controller is using something called a raycast. An raycast is basically, let me just bring up the paint here. A raycast. I love raycasts. They're so much fun. Let's say you have the ground, like so, and then you have, you have you, like so. Yeah, tiny little arm. Yeah, there we go. So you are holding your phone, because we always hold our phone. It's got your eyes. Doop, doop. Open my eyes. So a raycast, we have a little camera right there. A raycast is basically shooting an invisible ray that starts from someplace and goes out into the world and hits something else. Right? So a raycast is defined by three things. It's defined by the starting position, the direction it's going in, and all the information about what it hit. So we know that we are working in Cartesian coordinate system, right? So a position, for all of you Unity experts, is what data type? Sorry, Cartesian. So a position in Cartesian, well, if you hit a transform and you had a dot, what's after that? Position in Cartesian coordinates in Unity is what data type? Oh, there it is. Francisco, you got it. It's a vector 3. A vector 3 is a position. Why? Because it has an X, and then it has a Y, and then it has a Z. Nice. 10 points for Gryffindor. So this is our starting position. And then we have the direction that we're going in. So how are directions measured in Unity, in Cartesian coordinates? Close. Of course. Okay, so directions in Unity, quaternions are actually a measure of rotation. Directions in Unity is actually measured in vector 3s as well, because it has an X direction, a Y direction, and a Z direction. Oh, not a 9. That's a parentheses. So we have a starting position, we have a direction, and then we have a very special data type at the end here to carry all the information here. It's called a raycast hit. Now in AR Foundation, because we're using the real world, this has a very special data type. It's called an AR raycast. AR raycast hit. So we're starting at some place, which is our phone. It's going in a direction, which is here. And then we're saving all the information in an AR raycast hit. And this is your basics of a raycast. Does that make sense? Cool. Gramus, you are on the ball. So when we go back to our AR hide and seek, and we're looking at this placement controller, we are using AR raycast hits. So the AR raycast manager is the thing that is managing all of the raycast hits that are coming from AR Foundation. So let's take a look at this update. Right here. This is kind of where the magic happens. Now, we are first determining if we have touched the screen here. And if we have touched the screen, we're going to save that touch position. So that touch position, if we look at our phones or a screen here, our touch position, if we're touching anywhere on this screen, what kind of, oh, that's a lot of notification. What kind of data type are we saving a finger position to be? Because we have, what is this axis? And then we have this axis, right? So our finger position would be saved as a, yes, Fernando and Tim, a vector 2 because it has X and Y. You guys are catching on. So we see right here, there it is, touch position is a vector 2. I know, right? Did I say it was a phone? Did I say the iPad was a phone? Oh, shoot. I'm just going to blame it on the light post. So if we have just touched, but then we'll need pockets that'll fit this thing, right? I don't know if I have a pocket big enough for that. I mean, I don't have any. Sometimes there's no pockets on women's clothing. Nice. So now if we have touched the screen, then we are going to create an array, which has, oh, we shall not mention cargo pants. Oh. So once we are creating that ray, that has a starting position and it is going in a certain direction, we're going to use that ray to see if we have hit an object. So that is right here. If we've hit that object and that object has a placed object script on it, which guess what? Our robot sphere does have that place object script here. So that's what we're looking at when we're raycasting and hitting that thing. We're seeing if it has this placed object. And if it does, we're going to say that we have selected it. Selected equals true. And then the other part that we're doing here is we are using that AR Raycast Manager to raycast. So if we don't have that, then we're going to instantiate the thing, instantiate the prefab. So this raycast is if we have raycast and we have tapped on the object, tapped on the robot, which means the robot is already in the scene. But if the robot isn't in the scene, we're going to instantiate that thing. Instantiate just means like, if I say, let there be light, and there is light. That's basically what instantiate is. Let there be robot sphere, and there be robot sphere. And then I'm calling that UI manager and I'm saying that we have one or a lamppost. Yes. Yes. Hocus pocus. So now that we are instantiating the thing, then we're going to count it to make sure that we have instantiated it. So here, if I have tapped on it, that means I'm calling this timed position. So this time position is basically timing it and then placing it in a random range. You know what? This random range is actually quite large, and I am not in a very large place. I'm going to do -1.5 F for a float, and then this will be like 1.5 F, and then let's also do like 1.5 F. This is called a magic number, and we shouldn't use magic numbers. You might want to put this in a public variable. And let's also wait for a little bit longer. Let's do 1.8 seconds. We'll wait for 1.8 seconds, and then we will see him do the thing. See him disappear. Maybe this should be a little bit smaller. No. This will be fine. This will be fine. So I'm going to save my script and all that stuff. And now we're going to build it. We are going to build the thangy thang. So let's go over. I'm going to make sure that my phone, your phone always has to be in developer mode. And if you don't know how to do that in your phone, I believe it's different for iPhones and different for Android. In Android, you just go into the settings and you like tap on developer mode like 7 times or something. And then for an iPad or iPhone, you have to use Xcode and do all this stuff there. I'm just going to be using my Android, which is already in developer mode. And now we're going to go through the build settings. So I'm going to go to my file and build settings here, right here. Now, I need a scene to build. So I want to build this AR occlusion. So I'm going to click on add open scenes and add that. And then I need to be building for my Android platform. Now your Android platform you download in your installs. So you see this little module here. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to add modules and make sure that my Android build support is here. So I've also downloaded my Android SDK, NDK, and JDK. If your firewall prevents this from happening, disable it temporarily. Or your VPN. So disable those temporarily. You can also use Android Build Studio for your SDK and NDK and JDK tools. But for me, this works just fine. So now that I've added my scene and I've clicked on my Android, I'm going to switch platform to switch to my Android platform. And do some stuff. You know, I also hurt myself yesterday by trying to measure radio frequencies. It still hurts. Do I need to vent or something? Right? We're all friends here. Even though I appear to be quite coordinated as an individual, I still have a lot of slip-ups of clumsiness. So now that my Android build settings have switched over, I'm going to click on refresh to see my device, and there it is. I'm going to click on this, but before I build, I need to do some things with my player settings, my project settings. I can clear that. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to click on my player settings, and there are some things that I need to do here. First things first. See this Vulkan? Remove that. That Vulkan graphics API does not live long and prosper. It does not. It doesn't work for us here. It always gets blown up, right? So, yes, the phone is plugged in. The phone is very plugged in. So now that I've removed my... Oh, what? I didn't realize there was emoji for that. Whoa. Dude. Cool. So the next thing that I want to do is this multi-threaded rendering. Some Android phones don't support multi-threaded rendering, although I believe that newer phones, you can leave that here. Like mine, you can just leave that there. And then we're going to scroll down a little bit, and we want the minimum API level. This is going to be our level 24. This is the lowest level 24 API for your Android phones that supports AR Core. And then we do that. And then let's scroll down a little bit more. Wait, there was something else. Nope, that is it. Let's scroll down a little bit more. We have, there it is. Allow unsafe code. You know what? Let's just check that just to be safe. And now, so that thing that I was talking about with 2019 versions of Unity and AR Foundation and Android, this is where you would check your main Gradle template and your launcher Gradle template. You would check these things to customize those things, because that is what you're going to need to build it onto an Android phone, if and only if you are using 2019 versions of Unity. Since we're using 2020, we don't actually need to check this. Has anybody listened to Sophie Tucker? 911, emergency. She broke a leg, call emergency. It's a great song. It's super catchy. It's what I listened to exclusively when I broke my ankle. So now that should be done, we're going to go to our XR Core plugin management. Now, this is a very important step here, because if you build it and your AR Core plugin provider is unchecked, right here, it's unchecked. That means when you build it and you see a black screen on your phone, that means that we forgot to check AR Core. So we check AR Core in our XR plugin management to tie everything together, and we should be able to launch this thing, build it onto our phones. I think so. I might have a Broken Bones playlist. So let's close that. And my phone is plugged in. It's recognized here. So we're going to click on Build and Run. And I'm going to create a new folder called Builds. And double click that. And I'm going to call this Hide and Seek, because Emotion Heap would be proud. And save. And then we wait. Very, very tensely. Holding our breath. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh. 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 We are holding our breath. It's still building. Ah. No. Now is a good time for a song. Okay. I mean, yeah. What do you call a donkey with 3 legs? A wonky. Oh, build completed with succeeded. Okay, hold on. So I'll get a prompt here that says, allow hide and seek to take pictures and record video. I'm going to click on while using the app. And then, hold up. I'm going to pull up something called a power mirror. And we're going to mirror the phone. So I'm going to unplug this now that it is done. Cancel. Let's go to Wi-Fi and Android. Installed and next. And let's see. Start it on my phone. Mirror. And we are there. Start now. Nice. All right. Here is the thing. It is very slow. Okay. So you might see a surprise appearance with my dog. So let's do that. And there it is. So now you can see that he is being occluded here. So we can switch the quality to the best. And we see that he is being occluded there. You can do disabled, so he's just there. But let's do fastest and the medium and then best. So now, just tap it to find him. Tap. And there you go. So now I have to find him again. Now I have to find him. Where is he? Oh, Tuppy. Oh, hi, Tuppy. Where is he? Where did he go? Ah, there he is. So, there is the little guy. I'm going to tap on him again. Now I have to find him. Ah, there he is. And then we tap him again. And then we have to find him. Where? Oh! Ah! So there he is. A little hide and seek. So we can tap on him. And there we go. Room reveal. Yes. And that is our hide and seek. That is our hide and seek game. And there we go. Cool. Right? Isn't it so awesome? So, you will be receiving a link to the GitHub repository for this project so you can pull it, clone it, dig in it, do your own thing. If you want better occlusion, you can use pop it, lock it, twist it, turn it, touch it, bring it. So now that, yes, you will have, what was I saying? GitHub repository link for this project so you can pull it, clone it, all that stuff, and dig through it. And if you really want a nice occlusion controller, you can add some LiDAR if you have an iPhone, a new iPhone or a new iPad. Yeah. And I hope you enjoyed. Now I'll invite Lucy back on stage.
I seriously just laughed so hard with the puppet lock. Oh, it's not funny, but it's so funny. Work it.
Pop and black.
Build it stronger, faster, Awesome. Thanks, Nikisa.
No problem.
Okay, you're going to write some more down so you can bring some back for us during Q&A. Please do.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
I want some Finding Nemo puns. Can you work on that?
God, you're making demands on me already?
Put you on the spot. All right. Yeah, give you homework. Awesome. That's awesome. Thanks so much, Nikisa. You can feel free to hang around or chill, whatever you'd like. Wherever you are, everybody give Nikisa a round of applause. That was awesome. Yay. Emojis all around. That's amazing. Clap, clap, clap. Yes. Drop the mic. All that good stuff. Give her some love. Everybody's hearing me. Everybody can see me. My fancy apartment. All is good? Yes. I think so. Otherwise, you would have told me. But definitely let me know if you don't. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear or see me? Yeah, all good. Okay, wonderful. Thanks, Andrew. Amazing. And you guys were a great crowd. So let's get to the Q&A. I'd like to wrap up for a quick sec, and then we'll get to the Q&A. So just providing another summary on our courses, as I mentioned in the beginning. So some of you are already taking this course. So it's called the XR Development with Unity course. So this is our beginner-friendly course. It's 10 weeks long, 40 hours of live instruction, and that's through, group lessons with a live instructor, one-on-ones. And you also, in addition to that, you also have access to office hours, like social events. And that's not even included in the 40 hours. So you learn how to use Unity to make AR and VR apps. You learn the fundamentals of C#. You have 4 hours of instruction per week during 10 weeks, as I mentioned. You get weekly one-on-one support on a personal project, and you get certification at the end as well. And we've just upgraded the curriculum of this course. So you come out with a pretty extensive portfolio with not only your personal project, but also a big final project and many projects that you create in class along the way. So that's $39.50 with a bundle. I'll talk about the bundle at the end as well as the discount. And the next cohort is on July 6th. And then we also have our interaction design and prototyping for XR. So it's in the same structure as the Unity course, but it's focused on design. So if you don't like programming, there's a space for you. This is a great class to take. Or if you're a programmer and you'd like, to get a better sense of the design aspect of XR, this is also an excellent course. So you learn how to design experiences for AR and VR and how that differs from web and mobile apps. You learn the best practices and patterns of design applied to XR, understand usability, techniques and tools to design and create XR prototypes, and you get a certification as well. And it's also $39.50 with the bundle. But for June 14th, which is our first cohort, alums get 50% off, and everybody else gets a discount as well, which I'll talk about in a second. Last but not least, we have our Project Accelerator, and that's an advanced course. Our next cohort is on September 14th. So that's, you do need Unity experience. You get more hours of class, of instruction per week, because you get 2 weekly one-on-ones. So there's a big focus on a project. So it's really good if you're looking to build up your portfolio or take a project forward. You get certification as well, and you accelerate the design, development, and launch of a capstone project. All right, so as I was mentioning, today we have the last day of our spring sale. So this is a huge sale that we're launching. If you're looking to take one of these courses, or at least if you're not sure, today, just make sure you find some time today to go through these, because if you do decide to take a course with us, you do get a great discount off. So in terms of our bundles, we have a starter pack, which is either the XR development course with Unity, which is a 10-week course for beginners focused on the programming aspect, or the design course, plus the C# fundamentals, plus an Oculus Quest, and that's $3,000 USD, so you get 30% off. Or you can get the Accelerator Pack, which is the Project Accelerator course, plus C# fundamentals, and also the Quest 2 for $3,500. And or you could, if you'd like to take just one course, each of the courses are 30% off. Or if you're an alum, you get 50% off. So that's a big chunk. So Dan has already posted the links to each of the courses in the chat if you'd like to take a look. And then I would also like to, just to make things easier, I'm just gonna post the link here, so you guys can, there you go. So it's just up top, and I believe you can move it if it's, blocking your vision. But I'll just leave it there so it's easier for everyone. And, if you're still worried about, if the price tag is maybe not 100, still not completely accessible, we do have various payment plans, so 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. So that should make things pretty flexible and accessible to everyone who's looking to take a course. So here I present to you, as I like to call them, Lucy's Angels. They're our awesome admissions team. So that's Steph, Kyle, and Brendan. Some of them are in the chat. But if you'd like more info, or you don't know which course is best for you, they're your designated person to help you out. So you can get a hold of them. I'll post their contact at the end. But in the meantime, if you'd like to apply directly to one of the courses or download a syllabus to take a look at what you'll be learning, you can go to circuitstream.com/learning. And then if you'd like to get in touch with them, you can go straight to our website, and there's a chat function which will connect you to one of them. And there you go. Yay, amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and take down that button, but Dayon has already posted it in the chat, so you're welcome to check back anytime that you would like. All right. Oh, shoot, something I forgot to do, but since you guys are a great audience, you'll be able to jump on board. I forgot to ask about how likely you are to recommend this workshop. So we always ask this because it always helps us to cater our workshops and curate them in the best way possible. So I'm going to go ahead and launch it in the polls tab. So if you could please take your vote, it helps us a lot tremendously. So I've just launched it. I'll give you all a couple of seconds to vote. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. All right, so While you are voting, and just before I invite Nikisa back on stage for us to go through the questions, I would like to post as well the link to our Slack channel, because that's also an excellent way for us to continue engaging. You can talk to me, to Dayan, to Nikisa. We can exchange puns. You can find out about other workshops. You can come to our events. So there you go. I've posted it in the chat if you'd like. All right, so that's it for now. Let's see. Thanks everybody for taking your vote. All right, Nikisa, when you are ready, let me stop sharing my screen here. Oh, she's ready to go. All right, so hit me. What are the Finding Nemo puns?
What? I was actually supposed to do that? Oh my God. Finding Nemo, animals, farms. Why do cows have hooves?
Because they're owl cousins. So
because they lactose.
Oh my God, that was so good. That was so good. Oh my God. We should start doing polls for like best puns. Like, what's your best pun? You know, what is your experience with puns? You know, from 0 to 10, what is your experience with puns? Because you could be shocked. Amazing. All right, you guys, you're such experts. There are no questions. Is that the reality of things? You don't want to challenge us. You don't want to challenge Nikisa. Don't take it easy on her. Yeah, Francisco saying, I need a Nikisa puns greatest hits. Alex is saying -1. Oh,
Alex. That's okay. Not everybody likes puns.
There you go. That's very good. That's Alex.
We like you, Alex.
We like Alex. Yeah, I feel like if I tried a pun, I would be like, I'll never get to the pun because I'm, still figuring it out. And then I'm like, there you go. I'm like Marlon when he's trying to tell that joke. He's like, no, there was a clown. No, there wasn't a clown. And then their smiles start to like go down, that moment.
Andrew has a question.
Andrew has a question. Yay, Andrew. And Fernando as well. All right, so let's start. I'm just going through the order here. So Fernando is asking, can you use AR Foundation's occlusion with Vuforia?
I don't think I have an answer for that because I haven't tried combining AR Foundation with Vuforia. Now, typically, these are two completely different AR APIs. So you kind of want to keep them in their own little environment. So if you're using Vuforia, use Vuforia's sort of occlusion if Vuforia has an occlusion manager. But if you're using AR Foundation, you can definitely use the AR occlusion manager there. I don't know if there is like cross compatibility with those two things. That's a good question.
Yeah, good. You guys are challenging her. Good job. That kind of leads us to Andrew's question as well. So,
but we have a pun. Being a vegetarian is one big mistake.
Oh my God! I thought they were gonna say like meat steak. I guess this is
meat steak.
It's not as good, anyways. All right. So Andrew's asking, can you explain the difference between AR Foundation and Vuforia?
So they achieve some of the same things. With Vuforia, Vuforia is focusing on image tracking and object tracking. So it streamlines and makes it easy for us to create image targets. Now, with that being said, AR Foundation also has image tracking in it. However, the tracking in Vuforia is a lot better than AR Foundation. So if you're primarily using like image tracking or object tracking using their object creation tool. And that's all you need, rather than like occlusion or any of the other stuff that AR Foundation supplies to you. Vuforia is actually a decent tool to use. It's free up until a point too.
So there you go. Any follow-up questions? Any follow-up comments?
I was wondering why the ball was getting bigger, then it hit me.
I feel like only. Oh, why is my video going in and out? That's weird. Yeah.
You know, I used to give away all of my dead batteries free of charge.
This is what you guys have allowed this session to become.
It's great. It's brilliant.
I'm still, maybe do you have any Disney puns? Maybe we'll expand it. Not from Nemo.
Disney puns. Disney. Oh my god.
Yes. That would be like my niche market,
Oh my god. Disney
like
puns.
Pixar. Like Pixar.
Oh my god. You're really putting me on the spot. I don't know any right now.
For next time. To get the juices flowing.
Okay. Oh my god. Wait a minute, Pixar. Pixar has aliens in it, right? There's aliens in Pixar.
There are there's WALL-E.
WALL-E. Oh, WALL-E. Okay, WALL-E. He's in space. WALL-E's in
and Eva. Toy Story has them, yeah.
Oh, how do you get a baby alien to sleep?
You.
I
don't know.
You rocket.
Oh, snap. Awesome. Oh yeah, Monsters Inc. characters. But Gravis had a great pun earlier that we didn't see. Did you read it?
To the guy who invented zero, thanks for nothing. To the guy who invented infinity, thanks for everything.
Boom, boom. Alrighty. Should we call it? Should we keep this going?
Yes, we shall.
All right. No more questions? Last chance? All right, I think that's it. Oh, everybody, thanks so much for coming. Thanks for being puntastic. Thanks to Nakisa. You know that if she's on board next time, there'll be more good content.
Oh, so much more.
Yes. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day, and see you later. Hope to see you guys on Slack. Bye.
Yes.